My name is Nicholas Rubalcava. I am 21 years old. I currently live in Union Point Marina on a boat.
I'm Viviana. I wanted something smaller and more manageable in terms of driving and parking. I didn't want like a big bus. I live in a converted ambulance. I park just a couple blocks away from the school. The two main reasons that I decided to live in an ambulance was cost and downsizing.
You just see it everywhere around here. People are living an alternative lifestyle, from sailboat living to van life to RVs, and ways people are downsizing and learning to become more minimalist. I think a lot of it is sparked by just high rental markets and people trying to figure out a way they can have their own home without going into debt or, having to spend a ton of money every month on rent.
Spending $1,500 to share a room was not really in my budget, so I found a Craigslist ad with a boat, and it was cheaper to buy the boat and pay it off over 3 years than it was to rent a shared room.
I've always been really interested in minimalism and more environmentally friendly ways of living as opposed to just like in an apartment or a house. I think it's made me really mindful of what I do and what I own, but also, even at my level, how privileged I still am to have an ambulance and not be sleeping on the street. People joke like, oh, you're homeless, but really, I'm not.
If you're wanting to live on a boat, you have to know so much about diesel mechanics and how to fix it and how to make it sail, and there's just so many more variables with a sailboat. And I know some people love that, but I would say it's probably far more challenging than people who want to live in a van or an RV.
Sealing a boat for rain is difficult because every time you seal it, the boat actually moves and flexes, and so the pieces that you've just sealed may have cracked and opened up a new leak. So it's constantly, whenever it's raining, running around the boat trying to seal up little cracks. I know where the leaks have been sprouting up, so I try to keep everything away from there. It did absolutely soak my mattress one night, though.
In the morning, I wake up. The first item on my agenda is to figure out where I'm going to go to the bathroom. I don't have a kitchen in the ambulance, so another thing that I just have to be aware of is where I'm going to get food. And then towards the end of the day, I make sure I've had a place to brush my teeth and then walk back to the ambulance and go to bed.
Living on the water is amazing at night when everyone turns their lights on and then the water glass is off. It's a perfect mirror. It's gorgeous.
Having been in the ambulance for 1.5 years already now, the novelty has definitely worn off, and all of the little inconveniences have started to add up, like not really having a place you can come home to and just relax. Partly because it's cold and it's dark and it's really small. I can't stand up inside. It is definitely nothing that I would do for my whole life. That's because I have the privilege to be able to do that. I know people, part of a bunch of these online vehicle dwellers groups, people who this is their only option. Rent is not an option that they can just decide that they do or don't want to do. They are going to live in a van for the rest of their life unless things drastically change in the Bay Area.